to my channel. Today I'm going to be fermenting cranberries. I've never done this, but the recipes are all pretty much similar and nearly the same. But I'm going to be doing this a little bit different because I could not find raw honey in my local grocery store, and oddly enough my local grocery is a Amish run store, so I was really surprised that they didn't have raw honey. But they did have kombucha, so I can work with that because it is already a fermented drink, so I'm just kind of already having a culture going to the add to the cranberries. So I'm going to be doing kombucha and sugar, and that'll be making a cranberry sauce ferment. I'm going to try to make mine a little bit more chunky though, so that it's more of a paste or a jam, so we can spread it over sourdough bread. So to get started, I pre-washed my cranberries with my Berkey filter instead of using like our sink water, because the well that we have is treated, and you don't want to mix in anything that could kill the good bacteria in your ferment. So I always use filtered water or bottled water. That can work as well too. So just to speed things up, I'm gonna put my cranberries in my high-speed blender and blend everything in there. And then that way I can just pour this into the jar. So I'll be putting the cranberries, the kombucha, and the sugar all in here, and I'm going to just make it like a little bit of a sauce. So I'm really going to not over blend this, and I don't know, I really just want to make sure that I don't crack everything open to make it super smooth, because again, when it ferments, it's going to release a bunch of juices and it's going to get more liquidy. And I guess you could always dump that liquid out at the end, but you're kind of going to lose some of that taste, some of that sugar that you have to put in. If we were just using honey, you wouldn't have to worry about any of this. You would just put this in the jar, put your honey in, and you could add like cinnamon, or people add orange peels in, or orange zest, and that's it. That's all you have to do. But because I don't have the honey part, I had to kind of go through some hoops here to get the same result. So I like this consistency. I think that it's going to work really well. So there's still going to be pretty good chunks if you were to spread it over toast or something, or if you just want it on the side with your protein or whatever you're going to eat. But this way it will still get the liquid that it's going to release, but hopefully it's not going to be too watery. So I'm just going to add my little fermenting lid, because it is going to release gases, and if you don't have one of these, no problem. You just need to burp it, which is just every day untwisting a regular mason jar. But this way, I actually don't have to do anything with it. It'll just release the gases on its own. And every single day I will stir this because, again, the juices are going to come out and I want to make sure that all of the fruit is covered. So every day I will stir this and I'll check it in about a week just to see what the taste is. And if I don't think it's fermented enough, I'll just leave it until it has. And that's it. It's pretty easy. And it would be so much easier if I had honey. Also, you could have added the cinnamon stick or the orange zest to it, but I didn't want to because the kombucha I got was flavored. I actually don't remember what the flavor was, but I didn't want to add anything extra to it in case it made it kind of funky. So I get the flavor of whatever the kombucha was. I think it was like a raspberry or something like that, and I kind of thought that that might make sense with the cranberries. We'll see. The cranberries will lose their tartness, so the fermentation will make that taste go away. So hopefully we've added enough sugar to make it more sweet. So this is our Brussels sprout plant. I haven't harvested it yet because I was kind of waiting to see if the buds would grow anymore, and they are so small this year. I planted these in the spring, and yet they hardly grew. Now, we did have a bit of a drought in the beginning of the summer. I watered every day, and I don't know if that drought affected it or what, but even though they're tiny, they actually still taste really good, and I think I am going to just pull them all off, and we can just bake them in olive oil and kind of have that as like a bite snack. So this is all I got off of that one plant, and they're just so tiny. And it's really late in November. I don't know what today's date actually is. It's November 26th, so this is extremely late to harvest. But they've had quite a few frosts on them, and it actually makes them taste sweeter. And I've eaten a couple of raw already, and they're really good. So even though it's really little, it'll be a nice little snack tonight. This is all I got. Yeah, you can eat
40 calories right there.
The kids ended up eating a ton of those Brussels sprouts, so instead of baking them, I'm just going to throw them into the soup I'm making for our lunch. Is that what it sounds like? My kids constantly are asking if we can go see that cabin. But that would be trespassing, so it's kind of hard to go see a cabin that you're gonna go trespass on probably a couple of people's property. Good day to bring in wood. It's pretty cold and we got a little bit of snow. So I fill up this wood box on the outside of the porch so I can leave the door open and take my boots off and just load this into our rack inside, and I'll just stack all this inside and go do it again. Nice jump.